I actually grew up in a little town north of there called Bridgeport, and my father was the head of the school district there. And so, but eventually we moved to Wenatchee area. And so growing up there in that environment, I was around, outside of my father's profession, I was around utility people everywhere. And I think that was my first impression, is that they were great people, had great jobs, very interesting, a lot of construction with the hydroelectric industry. Later on in life, though, my father-in-law is now passed. He was a system power dispatcher for Chelan PUD, and he really, I think, was the one who really got my interest up on it. The answer regarding microgrids is where the future of that goes is very interesting, and the reality of it is it depends on the kind of utility that you are. So, for example, where I was at Austin Energy, what work on microgrids there is really more substation based. But what works here in Seattle is a project that we're starting to work on where we're going to call them the neighbor grids, where they're going to be much smaller and they're going to be located within a 2 or 3 block serving neighborhood kind of arrangement. Mainly because we own property and we have an electric system that lends itself to it. So we're working really closely in that space. And I think all utilities have to really adapt these tools around their customers, their type of service, the goals that they want to achieve, not only as a community and the customers what they need, but also primarily around the strategies of the utility and how it operates itself. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to implement a new neighbor grid program, and we're spending time on the marketing side of it and a variety of areas to expand that space, and I'm really excited about it. The various components of the plan that we really need to work on are looking at our rates and how we charge our customers for the various components of power that they purchase, and making sure that our rate structure is correct for today's environment and the way that our industry goes in the future with a lot more distributed generation and other attributes. In addition to that, we have an extremely high amount of capital growth. Our electric system is growing quickly. Downtown Seattle is booming within the commercial space, and so we have a lot of work to do with infrastructure and with a brand new substation as well. It's a cornerstone of that. So our new Denny substation is nearly a $200 million downtown network substation that'll involve new transmission, all underground 230 kV transmission, and will be taking a couple more years to complete, and will be a major capital investment project for Seattle City Light. The customers will benefit with those applications to be able to remotely operate their homes in a variety of different ways. And I think more importantly, the customer is going to be able to decide what kind of relationship they want to have with really a third-party provider rather than us. And by example of that, I mean that what we want to be able to do is enable third-party plug and play, if you will, with the customers. So the customers can choose to allow their data from their meter to be uplifted from us to a third party to provide any type of tool or power any kind of tool that they want. Attracting talent into this industry has been always a challenge. You know, as long as I've been in the 30+ years I've been in this business, it's always been a challenge. It changes on the type of talent that we need. Sometimes we need the craft, and when I say the craft talent, those are the men and women who hold the end of a shovel and do the work that we need done. Whether in the line work or in the hydro trade. We operate several large hydroelectric projects, and we have a lot of craft workers in all of that space and all of the space of taking care of it. And I see the largest shortage right now in our industry in that area. Over the next few years, energy storage, EVs, all these tools, distributed energy are going to be important. The role of the power company is to provide, if you will, a network to allow it to play on. A network to allow the energy to be used, distributed, sold, whatever is done with it. Our job is fundamentally as an electric company is, while over 100 years ago we generated our own power and distributed it right to the home, today it's going to be a combination of other distribution and generation that's on our system in addition to our generation. And really, electricity moves at the speed of light, and it's a network. We don't control where it goes, but we know by virtue of the systems and the markets that we develop, the electricity is going in and out. And the same thing goes for customers. So I think we're going to be monitoring customer use and customer generation in the same way that we kind of do today, basically. Well, it's selfish in a way to come back to Austin and attend ETS. I was the CEO at Austin Energy for 6 years, and I have family and friends still in the area, so I get to go back and see them and reconnect with professionals that I have gotten to know in Texas, in the Texas market and the utilities. So it'll be a little bit of old home week, but it isn't that long ago. It's like a year and a half ago, so it'll be nice. In a lot of ways, Austin Energy and Seattle City Light are really parallel utilities. We are owned by the city that we serve. We serve more than the city that owns us, and we have similar environmental goals and challenges and drives to enable technology and transformation to happen in the utility industry. So I'm looking forward to coming to Austin and into March.